AFTV Dan, who just sat there, watched us at Newcastle throw away top four essentially. What's your thoughts?
No shock, mate. I was optimistic today, Turkish. I went 1-1. I was the only one who said a draw, everyone else said a win, because obviously we had to win it. And when you show up like that, it shows all the mistakes and it papers over some of the cracks of the last few weeks of beating Chelsea and beating West Ham and beating Manchester United. When you look at a gutless performance like that, what do we deserve? Not a Champions League. What does the manager deserve? Not ready for Champions League. What does the owner deserve? Everything he's got, because this is his little project. This is his manager. These are his players. This is supposed to be a youth project 3.0, which is not working. So my humble pie now goes straight back in the freezer, because I wanted this guy to prove me wrong so badly, man. And I would have come out, and I think me and you even agreed we'd come out and say, do you know what, top four? I didn't expect that with this manager. And people will say, but we're fifth. This is a great season. I don't see it as a great season, Turkish. I really don't. I see it as a failed opportunity yet again. When you go 4 points clear and you have only 3 games left and you blow it, the way we've blown it as well is poor. I look at what the performances are of the past few, and there's so many things disjointed and wrong. And it goes back to so many mistakes that led beforehand. Tonight's performance is embarrassing. But you know what? So was Palace. So was Brighton, so was Southampton, so was Everton. We couldn't beat Burnley at home. We couldn't beat Brentford away at the first season because we weren't ready. We went through January. We sold players that could have made a part appearance tonight perhaps. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Callum Chambers, Pablo Mari. They all would have given us strength in depth. They might not be ready to take us to the next level, but that's better than having to switch people around. I look tonight and I see players that aren't fit. No chance of them players fit. Ødegaard was terrible tonight, yeah? Saka, he's not fit, bro. No chance. Smith Rowe, he hasn't looked fit for weeks. He looked terrible tonight. Eddie Nketiah's running round proving why we need another centre forward, because there's nothing that he can do. Lacazette comes on, proves why his contract's running down and nobody wants him. There's so many things that have gone wrong here, and it all leads, in my opinion, and people are going to say, no, you can't blame the Kroenkes, but I do blame the Kroenkes because this is their project. They put faith in this manager. They've given him £250 million now, £250 million to spend in the last 2 transfer windows, and rewarded the guy for coming 8th twice and now 5th. That's not good enough for me, bruv. So where we go from here at the moment is Sunday's game is pointless. There's no point of it. Oh, Norwich might beat Spurs. Spurs will go Spursy. Spurs won't go Spursy under Norwich. Why won't Spurs go Spursy now? Because they've got an elite manager in charge, bro. And we've got a novice. And that's not being horrible. That's facts. The guy's learning. The team are learning. I didn't want this project because it is Project Youth, which does not work. And it's proven again that it's not going to work. So everybody would say 5th is a good season at the start of the season after the first 3 games. I don't buy that. We had 35 games left and we've had several opportunities to get Champions League football, something we should demand as a minimum at the Arsenal Football Club. We're the 3rd biggest club in England. We should be demanding the best. And I think fans are happy with this season. I think they're all right with it. It's trophyless again. We've got 5th. We're back in Europe. Happy days. But not for me, bro.
Not for me either, Dan. How do we move forward? I mean, this season in particular, Dan, yeah, there's been a change in atmosphere, in the way fans have supported and got behind the club, yeah. Now, there's a lot that do that blindly, and there's quite a few now this season that have put maybe their thoughts aside for a second and tried to believe in it. But how do we move forward now?
Listen, we've done protests before. The fan base can't unite. There's no point in it. The only time I see it protesting was when it worked against Everton a few seasons ago, where it was part of the pandemic and the European Super League. It proves to me the fans just didn't want the European Super League. They were quite happy with the Kroenkes because nothing happened after that. The game after that, we clapped the home coach in, and the one after that, Brighton, it rained, and the people that did come didn't even say anything when Josh Kroenke was in the stadium because they're too busy taking selfies of each other because they're back in their second home. For me, that's a disgrace of a fan base, if I'm honest with you, because we should be uniting to get these people out. And when people sit there and say it's not the Kroenkes because they're giving us loads of money, it's not about spending money. Look at what we're spending it on and look at who we're giving the money to spend it. Done. We're employing people that are novices.
Because Dan, again, sorry, this is turning into a conversation, but you mentioned them first 3 losses, yeah? And the rhetoric of those 3 losses are, ain't you happy with where we are now, considering we lost the first 3 games? But you said something, And that's the reason we lost those first 3 games, because we wasn't ready. So essentially, instead of looking at the owners and saying, why wasn't we ready again for another season? We're looking back and saying, well, despite those 3 losses, we should be happy with where we are. It doesn't work like that.
And you know what, Turkish? That first 3 games that we played is a similar team to the one we've seen in the last 5 or 6 games. And we've had a January window in between that. We've let players go, we've not replaced them. We've let a striker go, everyone cried about it, everyone laughed about it, everyone said we don't need him, we've not replaced him. The goals have, everyone said we didn't need him because we're scoring goals. Where have those goals been the last few games? I've not seen anybody. What was that front 3 doing tonight? What was the game plan tonight? Everyone who tell me, all these Arteta lovers, what he was doing tonight. Please tell me. I see him sat there like this for, 85 minutes, just like this. No passion. Where's his animation people love? Where's he running up and down telling people where to go? Stands there like this, lost, completely clueless, battered by a team that, let's be honest, are probably going to finish above us for a few seasons to come. Yeah? And this is the worst side they've got. They're 14th in the league. Yeah? They've done very, very well at home, and this is always going to be a tricky game. But I look at our performance tonight and see it gutless by players, management, and I see nothing on the bench, including his coaching staff, yeah, doing anything about it. All standing around, all lackluster, all smashing the ball from miles away, putting it over the bar, tapping it across to Dubravka. What was actually happening? What, tell me a great chance we made tonight. We're supposed to be a team that are defensively solid. We've conceded 2 less goals than Burnley, who are in relegation zone. How is that defensively good? We've got injuries, I get it. Whose fault is it for not bringing people in? Or for selling people in January and not replacing them? So many question marks over this. And people will say it's a good season because they didn't expect to get 5th. Circumstances change, my friend, in a season. You can't be happy with failure. Because that's what it is. We have failed tonight, mate. We have failed. It was in our hands. We needed to beat Newcastle and Everton, not Liverpool and City. We needed to beat 2 teams that are below us in the table, and we couldn't do it yet again. How many opportunities are we going to be saying now? Another transfer window. I've told you, bro, this guy needs more windows than Microsoft. It's unbelievable, bro. How many times have we said, give him another transfer window? Give him another it'll be that. Wait till the summer. We'll get a striker in the summer. We haven't got a striker. Right, they're trying to go for top 4. We ain't got a centre forward. And we sold him in January, didn't replace him. And people were saying there was nobody out there. There was nobody in midfield we could have got. I know someone who scored tonight against us who looked half decent who was available in January, called Bruno Guimaraes. We've got Xhaka and El Neni who are dead in midfield. They were terrible tonight. So there's so many mistakes that go back and back and back that have ultimately cost us. A culmination of stuff has cost us top 4. So if people think this is a great season with no trophy, out of Europe 1 game a week, spending $250 million and coming 5th, I'm sorry, man, but this owner, top to bottom, the club has had a failed season yet again.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.